What's up, everyone? Oh man, y'all having a good day? Me too. Me too. It is wild out there. Uh, oh no, my volume is on. Sorry about that. Yeah, I don't even know what to make of this. I couldn't contain my excitement. I couldn't wait for Joel. Joel will be here at 3:30. I couldn't wait though. I could not wait. I was so excited to come on today and hang out with y'all. So, silly us yesterday. Remember back when we thought that the mania involving DWAC and Trump and all that. Maybe that was only tied to one stock and the corresponding warrants. That seems so quaint now. One stock. The mania spread today to like 8 stocks. You guys know that, right? We're gonna run through it right now, but I don't even know what to say. There's nothing to say about this. There really isn't. So I pulled up Benzinga Pro here. I've got this really good article on the left where I got the list of stocks, and we've got charts up on the right. So DWAC, you guys know that one. DWAC, what was the high today? The high today was 175. It's a 15-minute chart. Who here bought the high? Raise your hand. Not I. Actually, no, before here's what we'll do. Every stock we run through, put a 1 in the chat if you traded this stock today. DWAC and the corresponding DWAC warrants, which had an even better day. Let's zoom out. No, let's actually get the different sessions up there. This is crazy, right? I mean, just total madness. Halted again today. There we go. Halted again today. Right? How many halts did we have? Let's check it out on the Pro. Filters, security, DWAC. How many halts? Look at this chaos. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 trading halts today in DWAC. 12 trading halts. What else did we have? We had fun. That was fun, wasn't it? And again, corresponding warrants. This thing got to $24. This was a brutal halt. Okay, this thing came out of the halt. If you're watching live trading, you saw this. This came out of the halt at like $9, right? That first halt. That was brutal. That's the danger of halts. How many halts did FUN have today? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 halts today. That was a tough one. I mean, they're always tough, right? Sort of the double-edged sword of trading in stock like this, right? Is you run the risk of holding into a halt and having the floor drop out from you. But I don't know. It seems like we've quieted down. So we had FUN, we have DWAC, we have BENE, right? NFC or Capital. And correct me if I'm wrong, but is this all because they've got so BENE has the same SPAC CEO, right? The guy behind DWAC. What's his name? Brian Orlando? Is that his name? Patrick Orlando. Patrick Orlando. He's this, just because he's behind this other SPAC means that it should go to $19. Okay. And then was the other one? It was ZGYH, right? Same thing, right? Same exact thing. The guy's behind more than one SPAC. Oh, okay. It's buying up to 13. Absolutely insane. Oh man. Who is Patrick Orlando? Do we even know who this guy is? Do we care? Should we care? Probably not, right? We probably shouldn't care who this guy is. So we also had that Salem Media, right? That one had a few halts today, right off the open, I think. And then CRTD, right? Created. These charts are identical. Let's overlay it. just to see. Identical charts today. Those two. Yeah, happy. You're right. And the warrants too. It's absolute crazy. It David Tepper said it feels like a casino. I mean, it honestly does. That's not necessarily an indictment, right? Like, we can all play at the casino, but it does feel the most ridiculous that it's felt this entire time. There's always the recency bias there, right? We always forget how it was 12 months ago when Tesla and Apple went up for no other reason than they split their stocks, right? So I'm catching up on the chat right now. Easy Mike, you just bought some 23andMe. How is 23andMe doing? Look at that. All right. This thing got one CNBC pump the other week, and it's up $3 since then. Man, it is euphoric, Saul. You're absolutely right. It is totally euphoric. Well, not for everyone, right? Let's go to a bigger chart. I mean, not for like Snapchat. Try you again. Or just refresh. Not for Snapchat. Not for Intel, right? It's not euphoric for everyone. There we go. I guess because it stopped going down. Is that something? I don't know. Let's see what Joel has to say about all of this. I have a hunch Joel has thoughts. Let's get those thoughts. All right, it is time for pre-market prep at the close.
3 consecutive highs, opened, matched yesterday's low, and then once it took out there, that's all the breakout momentum traders needed.
It is difficult, Joel, to remember a time like this. I mean, at least for me, it does feel more irrationally exuberant than at any point. The last year and a half was pretty wild, right? But this feels like something else. I mean, GameStop was pretty wild. AMC was pretty wild, but
yep,
maybe they're on par. Maybe they're on the same level. Who can really say? But it does evoke memories of January. That's for sure.
Yeah, we got a lot going on, a lot to discuss here. Jerry, you were good through the intro. We're ready to go.
We're ready to go, man. We're ready to go.
All right.
Tell us how high we got today.
Well, we got to 5150. We made a new high, which
was
good.
Show us your charts.
Oh, I'm sorry. And we did that in the morning. You know, the early morning buyers came in and took us up to 5150. And that was above the pre-market high. You know how I like to keep an eye on that. Then we pulled back a little bit. We were hanging on change. And then I don't think they like what Jerry had to say. And he was speaking. I'm not sure where he's at. So you had that midday break. And it couldn't get much beyond the intraday low from yesterday. And now we're popped back up. And will we extend this to eight winning sessions in a row? That's the only question here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We got to close above 41.75, and the Bulls and the Bears are battling it out right now. So we'll see. I can't remember an 8-day winning streak in a long time. Crude, you can't keep it down. 83.95. That's the high. 3 ticks off the recent high of the move, trading 83.92. Gold is gold. Couldn't hold on to those gains. Hit 18.50.50. Still up 12.80 at 17.94.70. Silver, being silver, gets close to 25. Gives back 50 cents. It's still up 24 cents though at 24.41. And Bitcoin, just some profit taking after the big run up and everyone getting in their ETFs. That's down 2K at 60,880. Those are the futures. And Ethereum, it's going the same way. It's down $107 at 39.75.75. Just man, that 41.70, not 5, is like kryptonite here. We just went up there again and tried to go green, and then the bears knocked it right back down. If there's any bears out there,
All right,
but what do you
Joel,
want to cover, Spence?
let's start with tech. Today, this has been a tough day for tech. We'll start with Facebook, okay? Because Facebook reports on Monday after the close, and Facebook is down 5.5% into its report. Well, into the day of its report. But it's not just Facebook. It's Google. It's Amazon. Twitter. I'm sorry, Joel.
I know. I didn't dump it yet. I want to show you. I want to show you something interesting here. I'm going to switch the screens here. I'm going to stop sharing.
Okay.
And I'm going to share my other screen to the right here that I don't share very much.
Okay.
And just because it's boring. But look at the top components in the index: Microsoft, Apple, Google, Amazon, and Facebook. All just getting the tar beat out of them, except for Apple's holding up the best. And Facebook is the worst. And then Tesla, who's just Tesla, that just does whatever it wants. NVIDIA, JP Morgan, these are all the top components. So, when I was looking at the short side today, I'm like, well, not everything wants to go down. And that could be a new high for JP Morgan there. So, it's just a tough day. Yeah, it is a new all-time high for JP Morgan. Maybe forget about that triple top. But yeah, Snapchat put the hurt, really put the hurt on the social media sector, internet sector.
Yeah, and to add insult to injury, like it's not like Apple is having a bad day, right? It's down 0.36%. Like it's not like Apple's having like a totally normal day. Like it's
just
to drive the point home, just to drive it home.
They got earnings next week too, right?
Yep, they do. They have it on Thursday.
Yeah. So, these stocks are, as far as let me get the right screen back up here. Apple, with the market had its pre-earnings run, and maybe just have a little bit of profit takers here. And it's funny because it dipped on what the supply. Was it last week that they came out and said supply chain issues? And
was it last week or the week before? Who can even remember anymore?
I can remember. It's right here. It was
wait, charts. I lost them.
Oh, I did. Oh, no, I didn't hit share. It's fun to share. I believe that this was the day that let me bring up Apple here. Yeah. I believe this was the day right here so this is this week, this is last week. I think it was right here was the day that it came out with the supply chain issues. But getting back half of this move, technically sound, kind of running out a little steam here at 150. But nice run for Apple this week, not giving much back.
Okay, Joel, I'm sure you saw the chaos of the morning, right? The chaos of the day, with regard aside from tech. But I went on this stream early because I couldn't help myself and I couldn't contain myself. I mean, DWAC is not even really the story of the day today. I mean, it is to some extent, but the Mania spread. DWAC is almost like that's almost old news. It's crazy to say, but it's almost old news at this point because we had like a half dozen other stocks make similar, not to the same extent, but similar type crazy moves today because of their potential relationships to DWAC. That's all it took. Like, so the guy that runs the SPAC that is buying this company, he is associated with two other SPACs. Those SPACs blasted off today. Funware, we talked about, blasted off today. There are other companies that really don't have so much as a rumored relationship with Trump or they went up today. I mean, literally,
I haven't looked at FUN yet. And
that was
just
hard.
Let me think.
Okay.
I saw it. Yeah, big day yesterday. I saw it at 7 and I saw it at 5. Did it hit $50?
No, it didn't.
No, it didn't. Okay.
No.
Okay.
But
I got a little overexcited there.
But FUN was hard because this morning at like 9:40 something, 9:40. I don't know exactly the time. I can look it up in Pro, but here, you know what? Fine. I'll look it up in Pro. FUN halted at 9:30.
Right
You know,
here.
948, maybe 948. And it halted at 18. And then it came out of the halt at 9.
No.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. It came out of the halt at 9. And that's like, that's tough, man. That's really tough. Like, I'm sorry. Anyone that got caught in that thing, you just don't know. That's like that's the scary part is you just don't know. Yesterday, DWAC took no heat on those halts. It took no heat. If anything, the halts served to juice it higher. PHUN, it was not to beat today. So people got stuck in that halt. That's tough. That's real tough.
If you're good at trading these things,
Yeah.
then be my guest.
Yeah.
It's just tough. I mean, you got the momentum. Now what do? You bought that thing at 17, 18, you're scratching your head. I mean, those halts are tough. There's a lot of other things to trade out there. You can lose your money in a lot of different things. And I'm really gonna limit my comments on this stuff.
Here's what you do. The stock is halted. You trade the warrants if it's a SPAC. You trade the warrant. The warrants don't halt. So like PHUNW, and you can see what that did during the halt. It really. I'm not sure how much one had to do with the other, but it has nothing to track when the stock is halted. So it went down. But yeah. So PHUN, BENEZGYH. You know, these are your crazy moves of the day. I suspect that all these I'm not sure what you want to call them, secondary, tertiary plays off of DWAC are probably over. I mean, I don't know. Obviously, I don't know. I'm just guessing here. DWAC is still your primary target, your primary stock in this entire ecosystem of Mania. That's the core of this. All the other ones are kind of revolving around it. They will come and they will go. Maybe they'll go as DWAC goes. But yeah, yesterday we were all focused on one stock, Joel, and today it was a half dozen. So just goes to show.
I'm gonna limit my comments on this one.
Yeah, I bet you will. What else do we have today? So hey, did you see Cleveland Cliffs, Joel? CLF.
Now that took off. That it was able to, wow, power and good report though, right? A fundamental reason, right? Didn't it have a good report?
I'll be honest. I know it had a report.
Yeah, it must.
Let's see what the report was. They beat and they gave good guidance. So yeah, it was a good report.
Okay. Well, there, there the market is trading, according to, some fundamentals, right? And there you got a pop in this one, the gap. Gap and go. I mean, how close was the open to the low? Yeah, when you're playing these things, either way, if you're trying to short it, off the open because it opened higher. I mean, you carded it up and pretty quickly you found out you were wrong. 22.10 open, 21.95, and then we hit 24.10, still holding up there though. It's not like it's it's getting pulling back yet. The only thing I would note is you got a pair of daily highs right around 24.25. So if you're looking for a little bit more in this one, if this didn't push through the 24.25 and close above 24, maybe not today, but over the next couple of days, you may give some back. But maybe it's just pausing at some resistance now, came down to monthly support, and boom, took off.
Yeah, pretty wild. You had a lot of big movers today, right? Someone in the chat mentioned Bros, which broke out again.
You're kidding me.
No, I'm not kidding you. That's what happened.
$80 or something now? Oh, no, not quite 80.
60 something, right?
Yeah, almost got to 70. Can't say much about that chart, right?
Nope, nothing to say. There's nothing to say. I keep replaying what Kenny said this morning. It's okay to be a little greedy, but control your risk. That is the most important thing.
Yeah, I don't in halts and things like that. I hope he did okay today in that. I know the trade that he was talking about when he was on the show, he got stopped out again, but something tells me he went back in for more.
Hey, you know what's an interesting chart here? And I know you don't love these, but like Chipotle is actually at a really interesting level for support.
Well, this one I don't. Yeah, I mean, they should split the darn stock and make it more fun for people. Well, look at that. We drew these lines in this morning. These
You
are not
did.
made up lines,
You drew
and
them this morning. I was there.
yeah, yeah. I don't know. I mean, you did bounce off that low. They got a little bit lower than that, expanded the bottom of the range, but easy. You can just take your line down and expand it down. But you can see it's clear. I mean, if this thing stays above the 1773.70 low today, I like it. I mean, how can you not like it? Stock's been in a major uptrend. It's holding, a big 2-day move area. I just say if and when I don't know if it will be market forces or whatever, but this would be one. You don't have to try and short it here or there, but just wait. Wait till it comes down to that area. I guess you would have gotten a little bit stuffed today because the former low was 1776 and it went to 73.70. But when you have those, when you're shorting into those things, at least if you take that short at 76, comes back above it, it's a little bit of a warning. But
That's
it's
true.
holding up. Red candle down $60. I just starting to lean on the lower end of the trading range. So I'd keep an eye on this one.
Actually, it's holding up could be like the theme of the day for these stocks, because you could look at Snap, right? Like it's holding up.
Holding up. It's 3 ticks off the low.
All right, okay, that's bad example. I retract that. Intel kind of stopped going down.
Pounded. No,
yeah, but it stopped going down like a couple hours ago, didn't it?
Well, when I look at 49.14 low and I see a 49.32 print, I'm thinking,
all right,
yeah.
fair. Also a bad example. I retract that statement. Never mind.
Twitter. I never
here. Beyond meat. Holding up. Beyond meat.
Holding up. Yeah, pre-market prep stock of the day, Beyond Meat. Now for you guys that are like to get down and dirty in these kind of stocks, you did see that this is a 4-minute move. I looked at this from my article. 4 minutes. They took it down to 91.99, right? And then this was when we were on the show, and then undercut it just a tad, right? Just enough. This red and green here represents the regular session, the true liquidity. You got the pop. Didn't quite get back to that 100. Now, I mean, that's a big gap to fill. A lot of people that are stuck there. Maybe it will fill it, but it did get down to that 88 level we talked about. But here's, using your 2-day, your pre-market low, if you're attempting to cover or brave enough to try along, I gave you a reference area.
I'm just catching up on the chat. Yeah, that's an interesting point, Martin. E-commerce had a tough day. You can look at MELI, which is Mercado Libre. You know what, Joel? When is the last time you pulled up Jumia, JMIA? Because I just looked at that for the first time in a minute, or what feels like a minute, and it's stuck down here. I mean, I guess you see what you want to see. If you're bullish, you see, it's holding this low. It's finding a rounding bottom. If you're bearish, though, all you see is that it ain't going up.
Well, it's not going down with the same speed that it did. These are all pretty big monthly candles. So it's hanging in there, right? 17. If you feel like you have to own this stock, then maybe 17 is the bottom. 3 monthly lows: August 1694, September 1703, October 1707. So you can make a case there, if you want to, put a buck and a quarter, risk it under 17. But I don't know. It needs a cat. This is the Amazon of India, right, or something like that.
No, Jumia, it's Africa.
Africa, yes,
it's Africa,
okay.
And then Mercado Libre is Brazil/Latin America.
I mean, you got to be. I mean, this snap news, whether it is just a one-off here, or I mean, this is a bad day for the Googster, right? Look at Goog. Hasn't had a day like this in a long time. And as you can see, one red candle usually brings another red candle. Here, it took a couple more days. Don't know where you're heading in this, but did that almost fill the gap from yesterday? How high did we get? No, missed it. But by a buck. You got within a buck of the previous day's low. Wow, that was a gift. I was hoping for Twitter to do that, but didn't quite do it. But is this just because of Snap, or is this a trend? I guess we'll find out more with Facebook. A buddy of mine who's been in Facebook since 140. I was talking with him yesterday. I was nervous about my Twitter. I was nervous about my Twitter yesterday, and this was even before the the Snapchat news. And he texted me today. He goes, "I'm selling 75% of my Facebook today. I'm just,
Thank you.
I'm
Finally,
yeah."
some come to the dark side. I hate the company. I don't like the stock. Yes, I'm all about that.
We'll
Hey,
see
Joel.
what the earnings. The thing is going to be is if they beat. I mean, you just got some overhead supply in this one because you got a whole new set of bag holders here.
Yeah.
You had your bag holders here at 340. Boom, you dropped, right? Then you came down and 320 is the low, 320 is the low. Then these people get their money back, right? But all these people here are scratching their heads. So even on a good report, I think you're going to find a lot of resistance. I put this in a while ago. Will this area hold, or does it have a date with 300? Well, I guess we'll find out on Monday.
All right, something really suspicious, something really sketch is going on with this AUPH. Pull up that one, Joel, and I'll tell you why.
Oh, jeez.
AUPH. This is a pharma company. So on all, I'm going to show my screen for a second. On
Sure.
August 26th, I'll zoom in. On August 26th, where am I? Right there. Arena Pharma share is up 3.7% following earlier press release from the company disclosing it entered a deal to be acquired by an unnamed pharma behemoth, that's in quotes, for $35 a share. Then, 5 minutes later, spokesman tells Benzinga that the information given in its press release was fraudulent, not issued by the company, and should be removed. Okay, that was August 26th. Fake press release, or so company says. Fast forward to 2 minutes ago, Arena shares halted on a circuit breaker, and now Bloomberg is saying that Bristol Myers may buy the company out. So on a 15-minute chart, you can see it right there. It's halted now at 24.44. So something sketch is going on with AUPH. What happened a month or 2 months ago that they got out into the market and they retracted, and then obviously someone knew about it before the news was out, because why would it have halted? This has sketch written all over it.
Yeah, new all-time high for it. I mean, have you seen like a smoother downtrend in this BMY? I mean, they have walked this thing down from 70. I mean, just every day. Someone's like, I'm selling. Look at that. Look at this string of lower highs here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Almost 11, 12. I mean, it's trying to base here. It's finding some support in where it did in the middle of 2020. But I don't know. This probably won't be a big deal for them, right? If this company's
for
on
Bristol
itself.
Myers,
No, this is
no.
nothing.
But anyway, the stock
it's
just halted.
trying. What about what do they do with PayPal today?
There's another one. I saw someone in the chat say they were nibbling in it. Yeah, I don't know.
And what's going on with pins? I mean, come on, a deal or no deal? What are they going to do? Make us sleep over the weekend on it? I mean, the street's saying no deal right now.
When do they report? Let's check real fast. So, PayPal reports. I'm sure they're coming up. No, okay. Pins is not okay. Pins might not be for a couple weeks. PayPal. I don't think Pins is confirmed yet. I don't think PayPal. I don't know.
Boy, this pin's sitting on pins and needles here.
PayPal, okay. PayPal is November 8th after the close.
So what do you think? You think they're gonna run this thing? You get another 8-day winning streak? It's possible. We're only down 3.5 here at 38.25. We're basically where do we open yeah, we're basically 2 points from where we opened the regular session, but doesn't look like the Bulls are giving up here, going into the final 5 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah.
What
Pretty
other
wild.
crazy stock do you wanna talk about?
Oh, I think I got the craziness out of my system more or less. I don't know if you saw Tesla today, but
Yeah, yeah.
if you thought 900 was resistance, like I did, what an idiot I am. It lasted for 1 day.
You know
It
what?
lasted for 1 day. It is
Move
what it
it. I
is.
mean, it had a good report, and Street had it down, and then they just bought it right off the open yesterday. A little bit smaller range today, but right now can't really see any kind of
Y
topping formation in it. Rats must be happy.
You know what we never talk about anymore, which I've forgotten about, is we used to always talk about the 2-day move. And we don't talk about that anymore. But it's the 2-day move is a rule that exists for a reason. Stocks that make a big move one day very often will have follow through the next day, whether it's up or down. And that's exactly what happened with Tesla today.
Yep,
Right off the open.
yep, yep. Just held the top of yesterday. Did it hold the top of yesterday's range? Let me go to the daily here. Yeah, I mean, this is just it just seems like it's immune to the market. I mean, it had a little bit of a sell-off, but this was incredibly strong, even before the market started its 8-day winning streak. 900 was your high from yesterday. Ooh, it gapped. Look at that. Opened up 95.50. People were like, "Oh, I hope." Oh no, it did. It did. It got through the close. It got to 890. My eyes are failing me a little bit. So the close was a good buy, and it can be an all-time closing high. Decent volume too. 31.5 yesterday. We're probably going to trade close to 22 million today in Tesla.
James asking about BTF. That's the second Bitcoin futures ETF that opened today. Finally, this is the one that was formerly known, the ETF formerly known as BTFT, but they got rid of the D, so now it's just BTF. This is just the same thing as BITO. Let me just check real fast on the. Oh, it's got the
G
same.
says it's the 3-day rule. Well, how about the 7-day rule for the S&P, and maybe
That
maybe
too.
8-day rule?
This thing has the same exact expense ratio as BITO. They cost the same, and I would imagine they have very similar rules as far as how far out they're allowed to go on the futures curve and what their allocation should be with that. So, I
Do
mean,
you think maybe their timing, like for this ETF, might be a little bit bad when the thing's at all-time high and they're out there having
it
to purchase the
who
futures?
who's their timing? Who's they? It's not the ETF's fault that the SEC. I think the first Bitcoin ETF proposal was like 5 or 6 years ago. And granted, this isn't even a Bitcoin ETF. This is a Bitcoin futures ETF. It's apples and oranges. But it's not their fault that the SEC dragged their feet on this. I mean, it is what it. Frankly, it is what it is.
Yeah, well, you can consider it. I mean, look at this thing, 44 to 39. Oof.
I don't know. I said on Tuesday it was just going to be a topping event. And there was a no, Spencer. No, it won't be a topping event. All right, fine. It won't be a topping event. I don't know.
All right,
Uh,
2 minutes left in the stanza. Someone mentioned Kroger here. How's Kroger doing? Oh, Kroger's having a good day. Bouncing off the 38. Little congestion here, though. If you're trading the Kroger, you're looking for more. 40, 43. Boom. 40, 39. 40, 30. What's today's high? 40, 26. And you're closing in that upper quadrant. Good volume, too, here. So Kroger looks like it's getting off the mat.
yeah, pretty wild stuff. So, all right, so we're like 20 seconds into the close. I did see I think I saw a slight sell imbalance a few moments ago. No,
Yeah.
sorry, buy imbalance. That's where we're at, everyone. I
All
mean,
right, it doesn't look like it's going to do it, folks. We're going 7-day winning streak is coming to an end here, unless we get a 5.6 point blast here. But market gave in a little bit today, but I think all things considered, still, very close to that closing high by only a few points. So we'll see what the weekend brings.
Shout out to Portillo's real fast for IPOing at 20 and hitting 45 today.
Love those dogs.
Love, you know what? How many hot dogs is that? In all seriousness,
What's it?
how
PTLO?
PTLO. What's the hot dog go for at Portillo's these days? They have one in Sterling Heights, Joel. We should get over there. It's a bit of a hike. I'm gonna look it up right now. Portillo's. I'm gonna look, and I'm gonna see how much a hot dog costs. Just because now I'm curious.
It's
Or
not.
it's not even like a hot dog. It could be like a whatever they have, the beef or whatever. Yeah, the beef. That's what it is.
You know what? We lost some momentum there, folks. If you the closing print is not. Let me see what the closing print is here, because and now the way the Merc does it, it's like the VWAP or of the last 30 seconds. So you got some after hour sellers here. Let's see if we can it might take a while to bring this up, but I think we were trading. What's this close going to be? The close is going to be 36.70. Yeah, we had a 2-point range. 36.75 is going to be your close. So keep an eye on that, folks. We just lost a few points, nothing major, but great week for the market. I hope everyone has a safe and fun weekend.
Same to you, Joel. I'll be back in the office on Monday. I'm so excited. Everyone, have a great rest of your day. Have a great weekend. This will be our last live show of the day. Brad Weber had to cancel. We will be replaying a webinar from earlier in the week in a half hour or an hour. This will be our last live programming. So everyone, hats off to you. Thank you for being great, and hope you made some money today, this week. Seems like we all did, which, is one of those weeks. So smash the like, please, and thank you. And we'll see you on Monday morning.